right, people. I don't want to sound like a broken record and say I told you so, but it is important to keep reminding you because the war is not over yet. In fact, it is only beginning to start in Australia. You know how I've always said that whatever is happening in the UK, Europe, America, it's going to eventually end up happening in Australia. Well, let me change that statement now. I'm no longer going to say that it will happen in Australia because it is happening in Australia. So have a look at this. I've made about 3 or 4 videos on this phenomena called Sharia patrol in the UK and the United States and other parts of Europe, like Sweden. Have a look at this video.
Att kvinnor i Sverige får sina liv begränsade.
Det här är ju ett mönster som mest liknar könsapartheid, men som faktiskt drabbar både kvinnor och flickor i vissa förorter.
Titta här.
Men en grupp religiösa unga män har ändå hittat hit och stoppar nu tjejer på väg till festen och försöker övertala dem att inte gå in.
Man känner sig sviken. Mitt liv håller på att rasa samman. Och ingen gör någonting.
So basically, this is Sweden. The Swedish woman is saying that she's being harassed. She's being forced to get out of this Muslim area in Sweden. I don't know where exactly it is, in Melbourne maybe, perhaps, I don't know, irrelevant. So they harass you, intimidate you, and they drive you out. A phenomenon well known and observed is called white flight. You can hear her dog. You're a white woman, wear burqa or niqab, and you have a dog.
Grannar irriterar sig på att hon lever ensam. Att hon har hundar som enligt tolkningar av islam är ett orent djur. Att hon och hennes vänner tar ett glas vin när de grillar på hennes uteplats.
När man kom hem så kunde blommorna ha varit förstörda. Saker förstörda. Kunde ha kvinnor som kunde klampa in och tala om att här ska ni inte dricka. Jag fick höra många gånger att jag skulle skaffa mig en man.
Well, we have a nice Abdul here. He can marry you. But you're going to have to wear a niqab or a burqa. No dogs, no alcohol. You're going to have to live under the command of your Muslim husband.
Vem sa det?
Ja, blandat folk. Kvinnor och män.
När vi jobbar kvällstid så är det ju få tjejer ute i miljöerna.
Vad innebär få?
Few?
Nästan inga alls.
None.
Al-Azhar skolans buss kör lågstadiebarnen.
So, see the name of the school? Al-Azhar bus. This is why I always say ban Islamic faith schools. They are literally factories of future terrorists.
Mellan skolan och bostadsområdena i Tensta och Rinkeby. Flickorna hänvisas till dörren längst bak och pojkarna till de främre dörrarna. Forskaren Devin Rexvid ser en parallell till bussarna i Alabama i USA på 50-talet där svarta tvingades åka längst bak och vita där fram.
Jag känner nu att vi har...
So that is against Swedish values, what you just witnessed. Women being harassed, being told that they can't live on their own, you can't have a dog, you can't drink on your own porch, schoolgirls sitting at the back of the bus. Whenever these wokey, lefty, lunatic retards ask you, what do you mean by Australian values? This is what we mean by local values eroding away so you could accommodate your Muslim population. So that was Sweden, okay? And that video is about 10 years old. I've been sounding the alarm that it's going to happen, it's going to happen, it's going to happen. And wait, it is happening in Australia. I'll show you that next. But let me show you another video. Oh, look at this. Another video just came out a couple of days ago.
Allahu Akbar. ويأسنس حرام. حرام يأسنس ليش. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. وتوفت مت حلال. الله.
And I double-checked, triple-checked. This is not AI video, the one that you just saw. I know it looks a bit like that, but it's not. I've double, triple-checked it. And again, it's nothing unbelievable, guys. You've seen that 50 million times. Have a look at this next video. Sharia patrols in America, in New York.
City. According to the group's vice president, Noor Rabah, the group currently has 30 members, but plans on rapidly expanding to cover the entire city. He describes the Muslim patrols like a neighborhood watch, but on steroids, with members dressed like police officers and driving cars identical to police squad cars. Residents say they're uncomfortable with the patrols, which they describe as being similar to Sharia police. Others have raised doubts about the purpose of the patrols, saying New York's police department is already very diverse, and their only job is to patrol the city streets and protect people from harassment or crime. So why does there need to be a Muslim group tasked with the same job as the police? Even other Muslims have raised questions about the need for the patrols, with residents expressing fears this is just another form of Sharia law enforcement. Similar groups can already be seen in other major European cities in Denmark, Germany, France, Sweden, and Britain. These patrols have been going on for years, and a CNN report caught Muslims from a patrol in London harassing residents. In Whitechapel, one man can be heard insulting a gay man, calling him offensive names and telling him he wasn't welcome in a Muslim area. Others denounce residents for drinking, claiming this is a Muslim area and alcohol is not permitted. They also harassed a woman as she was crossing the street, warning her that her short skirt was not allowed in Muslim areas. And now, with the arrival of these Muslim patrols to New York City, Americans are becoming worried they'll fall under the same harassment for not following Islamic practices.
So now you want to see what's happening in Australia? Are you ready? It's the same thing. It's been happening everywhere else in the world, and it would be incredibly stupid and idiotic to believe that it is not going to happen in Australia.
Hospitality venue has been targeted by arsonists, the latest in a spate of attacks across the city. Live now to Ollie Haig. Ollie, police believe teenagers are being recruited to conduct these fire bombings.
Yeah, that's right, Pete. And this is following a pretty extraordinary warning from police just yesterday about the risk of fire bombings and attempted fire bombings at bars and nightclubs across Melbourne. Now, Bar Bambi in the city became the 7th venue to be hit since Tuesday. Now, it's believed that an unknown group of offenders broke into that bar at about 6 o'clock this morning. They tried to set that venue on fire but were unsuccessful. Police say they located a jerry can outside. Now, incredibly, as I mentioned before, this is the 7th venue to be hit since Tuesday. Some of the other bars and other venues that have been hit across the week, including the Emerson in South Yarra, as well as the Albion, and included in that as well is Soho in the city. Now, yesterday we know that 2 teenagers were arrested over that Soho arson attack, a 16-year-old and a 17-year-old. But considering so many venues have now been struck or attempted to be struck in as many days, police believe that there could be more offenders out there. So they're asking anyone with any information to come forward.
So since then, we have learned that there are Middle Eastern gangs who are hiring these Sudanese or these African youth gangs to do their dirty work. And there is a reason why they're targeting nightclubs, bars. Muslims hate that. They've told you that 50 million times before. They're not going to change. They're not going to sway away from their religious duty, which is to dismantle the Western way of life.
Yet, that there is a Sharia of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala waiting to be established. We forget that every single day that we live without the Sharia of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we are being dishonored, we are being belittled. The blood of the Muslims have become cheap.
Look at this. I played this video just recently. This happened in France. Look what he's doing. This Algerian Muslim sets a fire to a bar full of people. A bar of all places. They attack churches, bars, nightclubs, casinos. Have a look.
Subnormal.
we're sitting ducks, guys. We are sitting ducks. So as it turns out, these African youth gangs are being used by our more established Middle Eastern gangs to do their dirty work. So the police in Australia is putting up a good fight. Unlike the UK's police, they gave up a long time ago. And I think our police is trying its best to fight back, but I don't think they'll be able to succeed because this does not just require brute force. This requires a political solution, which is round these people up. We have tens of thousands of islands in and around Australia and build massive detention centers or jails or prisons, whatever you want to call them, and put them there. Have a look at this new report. So the Victorian police is beginning to crack down. But actually, listen to the statistics that they gave here. So many of these people had already been arrested before, but they are released by our woke judges.
Police are zeroing in on Victoria's most notorious youth crime gang, responsible for more than 4,500 offences, many of them violent. 2 of its members have been arrested in a recent raid in Melbourne's west, and detectives say there's more to come.
Shootings, stabbings, home invasions, murders. Youth gangs have inflicted so much pain on Melbourne families. And now police are targeting the worst youth gang of all.
The gang we have targeted, and we make no apology for this, are responsible for over 4,500 charges being laid.
Police won't name this
Hey, look at this. Proud Aussie.
particular gang, but will say its crew are spread across the northwest, living in Craigieburn, Melton, Tarneet, even outer Melbourne, with at least 41 members aged 17 to 26. 2 have been arrested in the past fortnight as police served a raft of firearms prohibition orders.
It gives us a power of entry, if you like, into that house, and an ability to search that house. We often find knives and other edge weapons. We find drugs.
In Victoria, there are 33 known youth gangs comprising more than 600 members.
It's not that hard, guys. 600 people, you can literally count them. And I think our police has the numbers. I don't know if I can say it, but I'm pretty sure every Aussie is thinking that. We just want our Australia back. This never used to happen. None of them are native Australians. They're all imported Australians.
In the past year, 440.
Imagine, I've seen dozens of these videos, and as you said, 440 such arrests have been made. So you can say at least 150 of these events have taken place. We used to leave our doors unlocked. And imagine that. You see that at your door. It didn't used to happen, guys. I'm sorry. It didn't used to happen, and we don't have to accept this. But listen to these stats at the end.
House. We often find knives and other edge weapons. We find drugs.
In the past year, 440 offenders were arrested at least 3 times. 47 of those arrested more than 10 times.
47 of them have been arrested more than 10 times. They get arrested and they come out. I heard Jacinta Allen gave a speech a couple of weeks ago, if I find it, I'll add it, where she was saying, oh, we are toughening our bail laws. The guy who mowed a couple of people down at Ascot Vale over the weekend, he was also out on bail. All these criminals are out on bail. And God forbid if you go 10k over the speed limit, you're screwed.
Today we are announcing the introduction of the toughest bail laws in the country. Tough new bail laws that will prevent reoffending and keep Victorians safe. And we will do this by putting community safety front and centre of bail decision considerations, changing the focus from remand as a last resort to putting community safety as the first principle that bail decision makers need to consider. We're also too going to create tougher new bail tests, tougher laws so that these new tests will be focused on the worst of crimes, particularly those crimes where we are seeing repeat offending in our community. And these new tests will be extremely hard to pass. And also too, we will be introducing new consequences for breaking the rules. There must be respect for bail. That is why these new consequences for breaking the rules will introduce new offences for conducting an offence whilst on bail, and introducing a second strike rule for those who commit offences on bail.
No one wants to see kids on remand, but
We see 4 youth gang members arrested every day.
In a lot of cases, these youth gangs are also being preyed upon by organised crime groups in the illegal tobacco trade. Police say the youths are then tasked to carry out their dirty work, whether it be firebombings or drive-by shootings.
Firebombings of bars and nightclubs to enforce Sharia. That's why I wanted to play you this video, but yeah, the youth gang problem too.
You wouldn't join a gang if you knew the truth. And what I mean by that is it ends badly.
Yeah, good luck telling that to people who have seen far worse than the back of a police van. It's pathetic.